Hi everyone, welcome back to Basic Python Part 2. So in Part 2 we are going to be learning conditional statements, which is if, else and elif. Before we get started, I'd like to tell a few things. So in day-to-day life we make lots of decisions. Like if I wanted to go out to play, if it was raining or snowing, I would not go out to play. Or else I would. Uh, or but you may be familiar with the conditional statements if and else. But if you are not, but are you familiar with elif? If you are not, listen carefully. Elif is like a third conditional statement, which is a mixture of if and else. For example, in our schools, when our teachers look at our percentages and give us grades, they use conditional statements. If the percentage is between 90 to 100, we would give them an A plus. If it was 80 to 90, we would give them A, or else we would give them below A. So that would be how they would use conditional statements. Like in daily life, we coders use conditional statements in coding, for we want an output with conditions. So let's get started with a few of our codes. So in our first code, we are comparing two numbers. A represents my first number and B represents my second number. If A is greater than B, we are going to ask the code to print in brackets and quotations, A is greater than B. If the condition is not satisfied, then the code will go on to the second statement, which is else. If A is not greater than B, then it would print A is smaller than B. So let's run our code. And our code says that A is greater than B. Now let's deal with elif. So in our second code, we are once again comparing two numbers. The statements are same, except that elif takes A is smaller than B, and else takes A and B are equal. So if A is greater than B, then it would print A is greater than B. Elif, in brackets, if A is smaller than B, then it would print A is smaller than B. If both these conditions are not satisfied by the numbers, then it would print else. Then else would be printed as A and B are equal. So in our third code, what we have done is, instead of filling in the numbers ourselves, we have written integer and in brackets input function. So we have written integer input function in both the variables, which means that this will be asking for two numbers. When we run the code, it will be asking us for two numbers. So for our first number, I'll type 144 and I'll type enter. Then I'll type 133 and then I'll enter. So then the code will go through the statements if, elif, and else. The one that satisfies the numbers will be our statement. I hope you like my video, and bye!